I just hope we don't get to a point where we have to put a chip in our body, you know what I mean? Hello and welcome back to Asia Now. In this video, I'll tell you about 24 million Filipinos have weak comprehension, says Philippine senator. A woman trashed a rental unit in Thailand and flees. New entry requirements for Thailand travel starting today. West Philippine Sea label has gone missing from Google Maps. And stick around to the end of the video. I'll share the results of that poll I took yesterday regarding who's going to win, a gorilla or 100 men, which has the internet going crazy about the debates. Here's our main story. Philippine Senator Sherwin Gatchalian revealed over 24 million Filipinos aged 10 to 64 are functionally illiterate, and nearly 5.9 million are basically illiterate. Based on preliminary 2024 data from the Philippine Statistics Authority, functional literacy includes the ability to read, write, compute, and comprehend, while basic literacy involves only reading and writing simple messages. Shockingly, 21% of senior high school graduates are not functionally literate, meaning they struggle to understand simple text despite completing basic education. Tawi-Tawi and Region 9 have some of the lowest literacy rates, posing challenges for local development. The Department of Education is reviewing its grading and assessment systems and plans targeting interventions such as training secondary level reading teachers and expanding local literacy councils. That is a bit surprising to me. Then again, I know that the Philippines is a very large population, has a very large population, and a lot of people do not actually live within the city centers and all that. But I was a little surprised to see how many graduates from high school have challenges comprehending as well. Next up, a Ukrainian woman has disappeared after causing over 350,000 baht, that's $10,000 damage to a Phuket condo unit. The Thai owner shared damages of the wrecked room, which included defaced walls, broken appliances, and torn furniture. The tenant left messages saying she had left the key in the rubbish bin, sparking suspicions of deposit dispute. Suspicions? I think a little bit more than suspicion. There's a big old number, 32,000 baht, written and swindler all over the walls. I'm thinking this lady did not return the deposit, or the man, whoever the agent is. One thing I want to clear up, sometimes it's really difficult for the owner because they go through a middleman, an agency who wants to be greedy and not return the money, make excuses, have disputes and all that. So not really fair for the owner, but now the owner can hold that agency accountable. Hopefully, that's why it's always important to go through Airbnb. I mean, I'm telling you guys to do this because I just pay cash and I don't really leave a deposit. I just kind of negotiate. But you do what you want to do. My point is to do it right and fairly. You want to go through accredited platforms in case something does go wrong as an owner. And as a tenant, you have some kind of safety net because you can take pictures, send it to them. They have their credit card, they have their driver's license, passport, and all that. So it reduces some of your chances. However, I do want to be clear, we don't know all the details, actually any details, except for the images and the message of the woman. So I don't know whose side to take at this point. If I had to pick, I'm definitely gonna pick the tenant's side. It's not right to do all that, but I'm guessing she was not given her deposit. She probably had to go back home or somewhere else. She's like, where's my money, man? And when she didn't give it, she's like, all right, I'm taking a knife to your bed, breaking the fridge, busting the TV, and all that stuff. It's not right, but then again, neither is not returning somebody's deposit. A big concern for a lot of people renting in Asia. A lot of times, people just don't want to give back your deposit, and you either have a flight to catch, or you have to leave the country, or you simply don't want to get into the headache, so you kind of forfeit that amount, even though you obviously don't want to, and it's definitely not right. Leave your comments down below, just based on the pictures and all that. Who do you think, not in the right, but what do you think happened? And then very quickly, but importantly, the NBI rescued 17 individuals, including 12 minors, during a recent operation in Bulacan. 8 people were arrested after a tip led authorities to bar allegedly involved in trafficking activities. The rescued victims are now safe, and legal action is being taken against the suspects. Unfortunately, stuff like this still does happen in the Philippines and other Asian countries where bar owners or any business establishment or any random person that wants to make some money gathers up a bunch of people and offers their services. A lot of times including people who are not 18 yet. Oh, more information on passports and ripping and all that. So the Department of Transportation has ordered Cathay Pacific to explain an alleged passport mishandling incident in Mactan Cebu International Airport, Cebu, that left a 65-year-old passenger unable to board a flight to Dubai. In a Facebook post, the DOTR called on private airlines to submit an official explanation by Thursday, May 1st, which is today, regarding the incident that disrupted the travel plans of a person who was set to celebrate her birthday with her children. The woman in a phone interview said that when her passport was allegedly torn while being handled by a member of an airline staff last week. So here's the issue now. So we're going to see a lot more of this happening. I just hope we don't get to a point where we have to put a chip in our body. You know what I mean? I hope they don't use this as an excuse to go ahead and control. I don't want to be conspiracy theorist, but we've seen it happen. It's probably happening right now. People scanning their arms to pay for things, do stuff like this. There's enough like watch over us, CCTV, our phones, everything like that. I don't want to be living in a world where I'm always constantly being watched against my will. So I hope this is not one of those excuses where they're going to go ahead and say, you know what, here's a chip in your brain hole or somewhere in your body, and you're going to have to scan that every time you go through. And then youth activists and progressive groups clashed with police personnel during a demonstration on Thursday. The groups who are calling for an increase in minimum wage are trying to push past the barricades formed to reach Mendiola. I don't know what a Mendiola is, but people want more monies. However, as we've discussed on the channel before, it's not really practical to just double somebody's minimum wage. All that's going to do is raise the prices of all the items, and it's going to make it worse for people that are not living on minimum wage or earning money on living. It's not easy, right? So, of course, I wish everybody had money. Nobody was suffering from poverty. But reality is, it's a lot bigger than that and a lot more components involved when increasing someone's wage. And then an update on that American. The appeal court on Wednesday ruled that Thailand-based American scholar Paul Chambers, who was charged with royal defamation, can have the anklet bracelet removed, said Thai lawyers for human rights. Other conditions, including having his passport withheld and being unable to leave the kingdom, still apply, however. So they're just kind of parading this man around, making sure that he learns a lesson about not defaming the monarchy. Next up, starting today, May 1st, all foreigner visitors must fill out the new digital arrival card, the TDAC. You can complete it up to 3 days before your arrival, so you simply have to fill it up online within 3 days of your arrival. Actually, I'll let her explain.
Starting from the 1st of May 2025, all international travelers must complete the Thailand Digital Arrival Card, or TDAC, before entering Thailand. If you're planning to arrive in Thailand on the 1st of May 2025, TDAC registration is now open. You can also register when you arrived at the airport in Thailand, either on the website or at the TDAC registration point. You need to complete TDAC before going through the immigration checkpoint.
Next up, Google has removed the title or the label of West Philippine Sea from its Google Maps. A few days ago, everybody was happy how Google Maps is acknowledging West Philippine Sea. However, it was removed, so nobody knows why. And then they came back and said, oh, it's back now. I'm like, what the hell? So now I went back on my phone. As of right now, looking at my phone, Google Map does not seem to recognize the West Philippine Sea. If you guys can quickly go into your Google Maps app, just see if you can type in West Philippine Sea and tell me if you can see the West Philippine Sea label. And it'll be nice to know which country you're living in. Maybe it's only visible in the Philippines, maybe certain regions. Anything, you can get an idea of if you can actually see Google Maps on your phone or your tablet or your computer. Next up, 2 autistic children were safely rescued from a storm drain in Thailand on April 30th. The children had crawled nearly 500 meters before getting trapped, but thanks to locals hearing their cries for help, rescuers were able to free them. The good old days of kids getting to shit. In this case, literally. And lastly, let's finish up on a brighter note. In Pattaya, the Lighting 2025 Fantasy begins tonight on Pattaya Beach, turning the beach into a high-tech lighting and sound wonderland from sunset. Runs for a few days, about 5 days, free admission. So if you're in Pattaya right now, go ahead and enjoy the lights. Now it's time for let's go ahead and take a look at our gorilla versus 100-man poll. So for the past week or so, the internet's been going crazy. People disputed 28 million views for the first person that posted this question: who would win in a fight, 100 men or 1 gorilla? This kind of had me back and forth, to be honest. Initially, I'm like, 100 men probably. Then I remembered then I figured out or learned about the sheer strength of a gorilla, right? So the size, the first few waves of people just getting their limbs torn off, the psychological aspect when you see somebody getting like shredded, do you really want to fight? What's the goal? Like, there's too many factors that we don't know, but if I had to just say, I don't know. I think I'll say the gorilla probably, just because how are you going to kill it? Like, what are you going to do, choke it? You see the size of its neck? You can't get through its skin, it's so thick. I just feel like it'll just swat away everybody coming at it, right? So if you have like a master plan of some sort, I can see how 100 men would win. But here are the results of the poll. So 58% of you guys, almost 200 votes, say that the gorilla would win, and 42% say the men would win. Let me know your thoughts in the description. And if you want to take the poll, I've left in the comment section, because this has only been 14 hours. We got so many votes. And now it's time for our segment Yesterday Today, where I read some of the most popular comments regarding our previous video. Sigma says, even as they address this problem, as they did with the bullet in the luggage scam or fraud, you can be sure airport personnel will find another way to scam travelers. RM-ism says, why the hell would anybody block an ambulance, especially with its lights and sirens on? That's evil. That person must be charged with something. Yeah, I hope they get charged and spend a lot of time in prison, especially if they can prove it was a direct result of that person passing away. And Noun says, the onion smuggling story is making my eyes water. Ha! I like that. That brings us to the end of this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.